We got ourselves Team 1 together with Diabolicals on the Destro. We got Crit Queen, I think, as a Augmentation, which is going through a couple of changes in a bit here too. We got ourselves Kevin Landers over as, wait, no, that's not Kevin, that's Prime Elf? Kevin? There we go, there's Kevin. I was trying to find Kevin in a second. We got us a speed as well on the Monkus versus Dead Ratter over on the Sub Rogue. We got Karuichi as on Holy Death Knight. We got Elegy Sucks taking a nap. Roth in the back as the Arcade Mage, and Sensei gonna be first up with Prime Elf. Prime Elf, right? I feel like I keep messing up your name every single time I say it. It's gonna go for a knockback on the Sensei. It's playing out the Boomkin Druid, trying to see if he can maybe get himself some damage over time pressure together with C. Boomkin's actually a really strong against melee. They're very similar to that on Elemental Shaman in terms of the knockbacks, the roots, the CC that they have. It's very unorthodox, but it ends up working pretty well generally against melee, except for Sensei. Apparently, the man just broke the dude's heart. Literally walked in, blasted out, got himself one good interrupt, put pressure onto the Boomkin, and is able to put enough pressure just to get him low enough for the quick touch of death, take him out of the game with speed. Gonna be up next, trying to see if he can get himself a bit of setup versus, I'd say, gonna be maybe a Fist of Fury. No, actually, before he can even go for a big go, Trinket's out of the incap. Sensei backing up out of this with speed. Wants to see if he can maximize some damage. Needs to find a way to catch up to Sensei. Dropping down Ring of Pieces is gonna be Sensei placing one in between the two to make sure there's quite a bit of distance between the two competitors. Where speed normally plays a rogue. I wonder how much of that rogue is going to end up bleeding over into the Monk. Fist of Fury locking him down. That's going to be a karma out of speed. Sensei no longer has a karma of his own right now. He actually kind of limited on defenses you can use. Trying to go for Diffuse Magic to reverse some of this karma damage back at speed. He's got himself the Diffuse as well. I wish I could see the Fort Brew, because I think that was just Fort Brew out of speed. But I wonder if Sensei still has access to Fort Brew. Gonna be his own Cologne Rocket as he gets super low. Trying to play it very carefully. Speed definitely needs to get himself a little bit more survivability here as well. Might be in a bad spot. I think it was Alexium onto the Fist of Fury. He gets parried out onto this one. Might actually be done game for speed. He cannot get touch of death for a while though. Sensei trying to see if he can end him. Speed does get an opportunity to at least escape for a little bit. Not having a touch of death to finish him off does give Speed a little bit of a, I guess a little bit of strength here. As Sensei trying to see if he can get himself big Thunder Fist in there. Fist of Fury, as the Fist of Fury cannot reach into the Ring of Peace though. Massive kick and capture follow. Speed is in a bit of trouble. Trying to see if he can potentially escape. Where does he go in this situation? Fist of Fury, but that's going to be quick jab past those fists by Sensei with Diabolical setting up a big old gateway off the bat. Giving Sensei a little bit of an honor duel. Giving him at least a chance to go behind the pillar. At least get himself a little bit of that recovery. Rogues need an audacity strat. True. Honestly. Love your content. Thanks so much, Stoke. Appreciate you, my man. Oh, Sensei, I did see a tweet from you. Or it was from Ori, rather. But you did earn, I think, one of the first few people to earn a Gladiator mount. One of the first in this season, or... I mean... Is there... Well, hold on. There's probably somebody else that was literally the very first. But he is definitely one of the first few. One of the first 20, maybe? First 10, first 20-ish or so? But it looks good. I do wonder what the next one is going to look like. Going to be Bonzafell immediately. Sensei has to break it, but can at least go for a little bit of recovery after breaking the Bonzafell. Big Infernal, as it is a customized Infernal dropping onto Sensei. Diabolical's pushing in. Trinket, as the Karma comes out, has a couple of portals onto Sensei, opening up even more gateways into the nether. Big barrages of Chaos flying at the man. He's taking all those hits, but that Karma does reverse everything. Zuwen leaping after Diabolicals to keep the pressure rolling in, trying to claw him down a little bit as Diabolicals went for a bit of a self-heal. So far, lots of pressure established onto the Warlock. Might be in a bad spot. Trying to go for Shadow Fury onto Bonzafell. Soulfire as the Incubus is able to, Succubus is able to get himself a CC setup. Sensei trying to make sure not to break the Bonzafell, but I think he's safe. As soon as the Warlock is dead, you can break it immediately. Kevin gonna be up next, trying to see if he can charge out towards Sensei. I love this whole torrent thing he's got going on. In cap out of Sensei. No trinket for that one. I guess it's just a stun DR maybe from the Infernal earlier. Judgment getting sent in as Kevin trying to see if he can ramp up the big Crusade damage. Sensei has nowhere to go. As long as you're staying away from Fist of Fury, you might be okay. Big hammer hanging over the man's head. Trying to see if he can send in more judgments. If only you could expand it a little bit more holy power just to maximize the damage of the hammer, that would be huge. Does take a bit of a hit. And Kevin trying to stay on Sensei as best as humanly possible. That is a monk though. As a paladin, you do have quite a bit of mobility-ish, sorta, more like anti-slow mechanic to some degree, but nothing as crazy as like a demon hunter or a monk really. War Stomp for a second, got himself a big slammer. Sensei with a port, does himself a second port in case he ever needs to, might just end up using it here. As soon as Kevin closes the gap, he is able to do it. Maybe he was trying to see if he can get to use it on a stun. There goes a stun, by the way. Karma available for senses, so it's actually going to be okay. Kevin could maybe go to counter it with a bubble or a blessing protection. Chooses not to, decides to go for shield defenders. Trying to see if he can wait out the karma for a little bit longer. Big hammer hanging over the man's head. Might end up slamming into the karma. No, I think post karma. Kevin takes a lot of hits though. Might be in a situation where he might need a bubble layer in hands, but put himself in a position where he can go for an immunity. He's in a bad spot right now. He needs something, anything. Stun into Sensei does have an out for this one. It's going to be Kevin. No, oh my goodness. And Sensei does end up taking him out. With Crit Queen going to be up next as the Aug Evoker. Trying to see if we can claw him down. As an Augmentation, we did see Augmentations do quite a bit of damage earlier last week. They technically can do really, really well. It's just they definitely need a bit of a setup. Let's just try to see if we can keep the monk at least out in the open, clawing him down. Big breath to set something up. Big fire breath right after. Upheaval to follow. Is that going to be the big one-shot burst? Oh, he does do it. Oh my goodness, that was insane. Evoker, man. Augmentation. Rough is not going to let this Augmentation do their work. Wait, did you get a bloodlust when you breath? I think it did. That was incredible, by the way. Sensei did really, really well. I just didn't expect for the Evoker to just to go for like a big wombo combo like that. All in a single stun, knock up everything. It was so good. Ring of Fire, as Crit Queen is going to have to find a way to fight through Raph, the Arcane Mage, Seavarg, the Mage Master Blaster here. Just need some big fire breath into Upheaval with that might and everything. I don't know if they'll be able to. Maybe just looking to live. I think it might be over for Crit Queen. It's going to be a big shield, but Touch of the Magic is still going to be huge. Big damage out of Seavarg, got himself a little bit of a heal over time. Is it enough right now though? Touch of the Magi, is it going to be it? Touch of the Magi doesn't do nearly as much damage as I was hoping for. Knockback on Seavarg doesn't quite work out. Crit Queen might be limited, not a lot of mana left. He has to play offensive somehow, but at this point I feel like he's just playing defense the entire time, just waiting for mana, waiting just to get himself in a better position, trying to position behind the other side of the pillar, but I think it just might be over. Got himself a shield, last bastion of defense right here, but I think it's over, right? Could he spell steal that? Really? Crit Queen does get himself cheat death. Maybe a bit of survivability. Maybe could do something off this one. Breath by Seavarg. I think it just might be over. Try to survive this using mobility, whatever they can. Eruption, yeah. It was rough. But actually did quite a bit of damage though. I do like it. I do like that evoker damage. And the survivability is actually pretty good too. As long as dampening isn't ridiculously high. Aren't they also going to be nerfing evoker survivability too? Am I wrong on that? Or is that okay? Is that normal? Is actually part of the I need to read the the patch notes, because usually they got some pretty big class changes. Mage buffs, Evoker PvE nerfs, they got some everything but like rogue changes. I think that's like the only class that didn't get any changes at all. Blood Death, that's getting 10% more damage, huge.